am so happy today. I want to talk about how I got my sparkle back, I guess you could say, just because I feel like over the past first semester, I guess you could say, of college, I feel like I've been really struggling with being genuinely happy and just having my sparkle. I feel like I've definitely noticed that it's back, I guess you could say. So I wanted to make a little video on how I got my sparkle back and how I changed my mindset and got over my anxiety and how I'm dealing with it, and just some things that worked for me, because I really wish that I had someone that I could talk to about this that was in the same position as me. And so I made a little list of some things that really helped me, how I got my sparkle back. So I wanted to go over them with you and just share the things that worked for me to hopefully help you get your sparkle back, because it's really sad not having your sparkle. I feel like, Eeyore, he's my favorite character from Winnie the Pooh, but he's just, always down and he's very the glass is half empty. And so I really had to, first of all, change my mindset. So that's the first thing I'm going to talk about, is changing my mindset to make sure that the glass was half full. And so that's something my dad has always talked to me about since growing up. He's always you have to have the glass half full. And last semester especially, I was very the glass half empty. And so something that really helped me change my mindset was the Moments podcast. It's by Hidalgo, and I, since listening to that, have completely changed my thought process. I feel I'm a lot more grateful for things. I don't take anything for granted. I feel I've definitely changed my ideas. And it's actually a crazy thing making this video, because a year ago around this time last year, I was super upset. I was not in a good headspace, and so it's just crazy to think that this past year, how much growth I've experienced, and it makes me feel really good just being able to look back at that and see where I am now. So that makes my heart whole. Especially this past semester, I really needed to change my mindset. I can say going into the second semester of my freshman year of college, I definitely see myself being a lot more happier this semester and not being as anxious for class and everything, and diving. And so I'm just really excited to share that with you. But I definitely would recommend listening to the Moments podcast. I started from the very beginning. I think it came out a year and a half ago. Don't quote me on that. And so I started from the very beginning, and I'm working my way up to now, today. So I really recommend that. I love just putting in my AirPods, listening to the Moments podcast on my hot girl walks, on my walks to practice, on my walks to the dining hall, and now my walks to class start on Monday, and that's just insane to me. But classes start Monday, and so I have to prepare for that. But going along with changing my mindset, talking about it. So whether it's talking to you guys about what's going on and how I'm handling my anxiety, or just what's going on in my life, calling up a friend, calling my mom or my dad, my grandparents, just talking to people about it. It makes me feel a lot better, even talking to some of my teammates about it, because they've gone through similar things, or my therapist especially, because she just really helps me get through everything. So definitely you have to talk to people about it. And then if you don't want to talk out loud about it, write it down in your journal. I feel just getting it out and speaking it out to the universe and everything makes me feel a lot better about situations and everything. But if that's not how you work, I definitely recommend writing it down. But you definitely, I feel have to express what you're feeling and what you're going through to move past it. Speaking of journals, a gratitude journal. I have had the same gratitude journal for almost a year now, and I didn't start appreciating it until the last month. And so now every day I'm super excited to write down what I'm grateful for, my affirmation of the day. I have my affirmation up there, and it says, I don't chase, I attract. What is meant for me will come. I got it from Hidalgo's podcast, The Moments, and ever since I started saying it, I really felt it's been true. I've just seen a difference. I can't really explain it. I've just seen a difference within my days. So definitely I would recommend getting a gratitude journal. Mine is from Amazon. I can have it linked in the description. I know another one a lot of people like to use is the 5-minute journal. I would definitely recommend a gratitude journal. It really, and appreciating it. So not only having it, but appreciating using it, would definitely recommend. The next thing I want to talk about is keeping a clean space. So especially with second semester starting up, I just need a clean environment, and I feel my roommate and I have done a really good job of keeping our room clean. And so I just need to make sure that my space is tidy and organized, and so that it's the easiest for me to use throughout the day, because I have a very busy schedule, because I have practice, I have lift, I have class, I have to eat in between there sometimes. Yeah, definitely keeping a clean, organized environment and all of that. Also, I will say I will be vlogging either the first day of second semester or the first week, Haven't decided. We'll probably just see how it goes, but I do plan on doing that, so definitely stay tuned for that. The next thing I want to talk about is planning something or setting goals. For me, I had my goals for 2023, and I feel like I've done a very good job of like keeping them in check and like adding to them and taking away things, making them more realistic. But that doesn't mean like you have to like set goals for the whole year, and then if you don't do them, like it's okay. Like, it's okay if you don't reach your goals, but you have to set them. I think the most important thing is setting goals. And then as well as like planning something, like it literally can be as small as asking someone to hang out with you. I got some really bad anxiety like being here over mini-master because nobody's on campus except athletes. And so like I got really bad anxiety like asking some of my teammates to even hang out or asking people that live nearby to hang out. And I'm so grateful I did, because the one time I did it, I have never felt so genuinely happy since moving to college. And so like that day, like it just it warms my heart. Had so much fun. And so even planning something as hanging out with your friends, like you just have to like go out of your comfort zone sometimes. And I can't wait to tell my therapist, because I was talking to her about this and she was like, just text one person, and if they say they can't hang out, you tried. And so like I'm so grateful that I did, because I just had so much fun. So really recommend doing that. The next thing, I want to go back to like planning, like setting a goal. Like my goal for 2023 is to read 23 books, and I've already read 5, and I love reading. When I was in 3rd grade, I had a teacher that told me that like I just needed to read more, when in reality I had an auditory processing disorder. So now I feel like really good reading, just because I feel like my younger self would be so proud of me. And so it's like really like self-love, I guess. I just like love the satisfaction of like reading a good book. I hated reading when I was younger, now that I love reading. Anyway, that's not the point. I really just recommend reading a good book. If you need any recommendations, I recommend anything by Colleen Hoover. 4 out of the 5 books I've read this year were Colleen Hoover, so I really recommend her books. So good. Each book took me like 3 days, so like something quick and just easy to read. But now that school's starting up and everything, I don't think I'll be able to read as much, so definitely like understanding like where your goals are. So set reasonable goals for yourself, but again, like it's just the idea of setting the goals that's important. Do what makes you smile. If reading doesn't make you smile, don't read. Like it's not gonna make you happy. Like you have to do stuff that like makes you happy, and for me that's reading, that's walking. Like you have to do stuff that makes you happy. Next thing I want to talk about is the last thing, and it's breathing exercises. I never understood how important breathing exercises were until I got the twisties in diving, and I had to go talk to the sports psychologist because I was freaking out, because I was like, I have no idea where I am in the air, like what's going on. And I shared that a little on TikTok, but I wanted to share with you like the breathing exercises that worked for me. So what I do that helped me get through the twisties was, so you breathe in for 6 seconds, then you hold for 7 seconds, and then you breathe out for 8. And my heart rate just like slows down, and it just like, all I can think about is my breathing, not what's going on at practice, not what's going on outside of practice, not what dive I'm doing, not the fact that I don't know where I am in the air. It like really helped me calm down, and I just think now that I'm gonna use that for the rest of my life. So anytime I'm in a high stress situation, I'm just gonna do that breathing exercise. Really recommend if you get really like anxious about something and your heart rate's really high, whether it be in a sport or like in a class, you're about to do like a public speaking thing, because girl, I'm taking a public speaking class too, so we're in this together. But just doing that breathing exercise really helped me, and so if that's something you're looking into and like need help with, highly recommend. I think it's the 6, 7, 8. There's probably different versions of it, but that's just the one that worked for me. So those are just a few things that helped me get my sparkle back. And so I hope that if you're struggling to find your sparkle, this video worked for you. And if you're not, and you just wanted to listen to a little life update, hope you enjoyed my little life update. Classes start on Monday, and it's currently Saturday, so I will be getting ready for that. I'm actually really looking forward to my classes. It's just the fact that it's like school. Like, ugh, but we'll make it work. I'm excited to have everyone back on campus. People are moving back on campus today, so that's really exciting, just because it was so lonely this past month. So I'm really excited to have everyone back, and I really hope you find your sparkle, because it's really sad not having your sparkle, and I don't recommend it to anyone. So if you're struggling to find your sparkle, I really hope you find it, and I hope you have a great day. Remember, you got this. I believe in you. You believe in you. We're gonna make the world a better place.